This one's for WWE champions. Pay to win like every day, yeah.
I don't play mobile games.
Funny how they still think I'm a broke man.
Then I'm broke.
Even though I be pulling Hogan's. I spent like 40 grand on a couple thousand pictures of some sweaty men.
I'm just gonna say this up front as well. As you guys know, this month, because of malicious actions of trolls, I have been affected very negatively financially. Alright? It sucks. It's not the end of the world, but it's setting me back dramatically. And it just so happens, of course, February has to be the month when a bunch of bills that are like bi-monthly or tri-monthly bills, they're all due in February too. Isn't that nice? I figured it out this morning. Like, I'm doing all my finance stuff this morning. And I'm like, okay, so what's due in February? And I do it. I was like, oh, of course this bill that's only due every third month is due. Of course this bill that's bi-monthly is due in February when I know I'm going to have less money because of these fucking trolls, right? Of course, that's how life has to be. It just has to coincide in a line like that just to screw me over, right? So, what people will support and what's going to pay bills, because this is my job as well as my hobby. So, after tonight, we got some serious questions to ask about what games I play moving forward. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I think I need to stop playing RPGs. Just real talk. There's too many of them, they're too lengthy, and the audience doesn't come out for them. I need to play games that are actually going to support the business, and not that every RPG I play is a downtime game and no one cares about it. Only me and a small group, but sadly, it's not a group that's going to keep owning up. Every time I play it, it's not getting that mainstream appeal. There's too much of it. It's worn out at this point. I can't believe there's people who are arguing with me. Oh, you should totally be playing Sea of Stars, Baldur's Gate 3, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. It's going to be all right, but this is a terrible month. I can't be down that much money. And then I got to try to pay all my bills and shit. It's like, oh, this is not going to be good. So again, anything you can do to help right now, greatly appreciated. I'm not going to sit here and talk about it all day on stream. I hate even bringing it up, but it's just a reality that these fuckers messing around here have really hurt me in a bad way. And it sucks because right now, no one was expecting this to happen, right? So you can't really blame anyone but the fuckers who abuse the system, and of course you two for being lazy idiots who don't fix anything. Because of idiots using an exploit and screwing everything up for me. And I'm hoping that things will pick up again. If you were someone who normally would buy a membership, and you didn't because you were gifted one, please consider contributing in another way, alright? I gotta keep things going around here. I gotta keep the bills paid. And this is a problem right now, okay? Alright, why am I bringing it up? Because this is real life shit that's affecting this stream and everything I do on YouTube. This is not some dumb troll behind the scenes and I can ignore it. This is something that's directly affecting everything publicly and it sucks. Okay? So, please consider. What's funny is Zen Shuriken says, of course he's worried. That's thousands of dollars a year. Zen Shuriken, that's thousands of dollars a month. A month. That's what I mean. I just said I'm down 37%. That's thousands of dollars that I need to pay my bills that I'm not making now because of this idiot. Okay? And that's what I mean. If you try to set up something like that, people immediately expect, well, what's the extra thing you're doing for it? I literally can't do anything extra. I'm already stretched to my limits with the time that I have. Like, no exaggeration, right now, sitting on my desk over there is a pile of bills that I have to pay. I have to start working on taxes, okay? I've got to do this DSP Reacts thing with the canceling the membership, setting up the new membership goals, doing all that. I have to pre-order the games for Friday and install them on my consoles. Like, this is what I've got sitting on my lap that I haven't done yet because I have so much other shit about everything, okay? Everything. And oh my God, there's so much interesting new stuff going on. I agree. It's very hectic, and to be honest with you, it's hard to keep up with all of it. It's like, so I'm working on this, but then I forgot that I still have to do this, so I'm working on this over here, and then there's this new thing, and then, oh, there's something with the documentary over here, so I gotta answer this, and then, wait a minute, I still gotta do my normal daily stuff, so I gotta pay bills over here, and I gotta do a regular stream over here, and I gotta do that. In fact, this morning, business-wise, things weren't going well. That was the year when really things turned for the worse for DSP Gaming, where I had been way up here as one of the premier gaming channels on YouTube for the longest time, and after having plateaued, that was the year that because of false copyright strikes and things the year before, my viewership went like this. So my profits went like this. Because remember, I wasn't an interactive streamer. I was reliant on views and ad revenue. So with my money going like this, I was like, how am I going to pay bills? How am I going to do all this stuff? my content had stagnated. I wasn't having fun making that offline style content anymore. I was actually quite bored. That was the year that I launched KO Gaming, and I put a ton of time and effort into it, and then it got demonetized by YouTube for no good reason. So all my time and efforts were wasted. That was also the year that behind the scenes my personal life was falling apart. So that year was like a whirlwind for me. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't remember a lot about things online. I don't get it. Me too, except, you know, there's a few things. It's not my choice, but there's a few things that I have to pay every month in my budget. You have to print the form. Why? It's fucking 2023. It's about to be 2024, and you don't have a way to do this digitally? No. Oh, okay. I have to print a physical form to pay you. I get it. So anyway, I have to do this like every month, and it was frustrating because I go to do it. I got paid yesterday by YouTube, but of course all my money from YouTube is accounted for. It has to go right to bills right away. So I'm sitting in my office trying to do the bills, and I go to print the form, and it all comes out like nothing black will print. Super chats are a great way to support the channel, and if you do one of those during the stream, I'll give it a shout out and put you up on the leaderboard. Tips are also a great way to support the channel. A direct contribution to my PayPal is good for 2 reasons. Number 1, I get those funds immediately to put towards something important, such as bills, groceries, buying a new game, paying for my internet, or one of the million things that I have to do to operate this business, or just have a life. But in addition, PayPal takes a little bit less of a cut as a middleman than the other methods. Like, these other methods of contribution are great. You don't have to understand it, but understand that that's why I am where I am, you know? That's why when a new game is coming out and sometimes things are tight, I have to ask for some help. That's why right now, like, people were like, will you play Baldur's Gate 3? And I was like, right now I can't afford it. Like, I literally have bills I need to pay in the next week before I get paid by YouTube this month. I can't drop $77 right now on a video game. I can't. I can't afford it. And then someone said, well, I'll donate Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, then I'll play it on Monday. I'm down for that. Sounds good to me. Tips. Tips are supremely important. Why? Number 1, tips are support I get right now. When you tip me, it goes straight to my PayPal. Those are funds I can use for anything. I can buy a video game. I can go get groceries. I can get a meal for my wife and I on our day off, right? I can pay bills behind the scenes. I can do anything. It's liquidity for the business. It's very important. That's why I actually have goals in place to reward the audience if we hit certain tips levels, okay? Right? So, and of course I've had to change and evolve over the times, but that's how it works, right? Yeah, I'm not going to continuously keep doing anything on my streams if no one wants it and no one's supporting it. That would be incredibly stupid. I'd have to be an actual moron. And for someone to spin it and say, wage quit, that's bad. No, you're just stupid. No, legitimately anyone who's ever said that phrase is actually a complete brainless moron. Because you would go to work, just think about this, you would go to your job and work several days and just say, I'm doing it for free. No, you have to pay your bills. You have to make a living, just like everyone else on this planet. You're an idiot if you would go and do it for free. You're a complete idiot. So, if you say that statement, you're the dumbest person I've ever talked to. So, that's all well and good going on. Now, the one thing that's not live yet, and I know it's dragging its feet a little bit, is your ability to nominate video games that I'm going to play during my Christmas marathon on the 23rd of December. I haven't set that up yet. I haven't had time. Like, I still, at this point, here I am 3 days into the month. I haven't even set up my usual stuff that I do every month to, like, schedule out what bills I owe this month and when I'm paying those and when I'm doing this and that on my streams. I have a lot I have to set up, all right? So I promise you within the next few days, I will get that going. When I have a chance, I will do that. Maybe I'll even do it the night that I do whatever the first Christmas special is that I'll record. The other thing is tips, which are PayPal contributions live during the stream. Very important to my business because number 1, I get them immediately. Number 2, basically the least amount of cut is taken out of those by any middleman, right? I get more of it. Since I get it immediately, I can use it for important stuff like paying bills, going grocery shopping, buying games, paying other things. You know, that's what it is, the liquidity basically of the business. And I try to hit the tier 1 goal every stream. We don't always do it. Talking about contributions. And don't do it too often. And let me know. I'm open to these suggestions. I understand, okay, you do it too much. Got it. So what do I do in exchange? Because I need something. I need to mention it. This is how I make my living. This down here is how I make my living. So I can't ignore it. I can't pretend like that doesn't exist. That's important. It keeps everything going. It pays the bills. See everything behind me. See this broadcast. It's because of that down there, right? So I have to find a way to make it that it's comfortable for everyone. That We don't end up with entire strings of days that are slow because I didn't mention it. And no one knew that right now, yeah, I could use some support, right? But at the same time, I don't want to be overbearing and constantly be talking about it and bothering you guys. So what's the medium? Let's talk about that, okay? What do you want for video link? Are you enjoying the album? And it's beautiful because it works, right? It's not just, oh, what's the next sponsorship? What's the next thing to show so I can pay my bills and I pump out a video or a stream today and I'm done and I turn off the camera and, I don't care about it. It's the opposite. It's actually stuff that I care about, you care about, and everyone wants to see continue, and that's meaningful to me, okay? It's being a member, okay? Last but certainly not least is tipping. When you tip me, those are funds that I get immediately for something important. Buying the next game, paying my bills, buying groceries for my family. It's very important because it's liquidity and it's things that I need to keep afloat. Because those tips are so important, I have goals that we try to hit every stream, and if we hit them, we get rewards, all right? Now, I try to hit at least the tier 1 goal every stream. I don't do it every day. I didn't do it at all yesterday. It'd be great today to make up for that and to hit that tier 1. So I have to drop all this money, and I'm looking at, all the bills that have cleared and what I've paid versus what I haven't paid, and I'm like, well, even with the tips and stuff that came in earlier this week, that helped a lot. It didn't make up for the fact that I missed 3 entire days of streams, and I'm already set back on that. And now just yesterday I got the patron stuff for the month, which sucked that it was so far behind. I haven't even made my list of bills and shit that I need to pay this month yet. I need to do that sometime today, and then I gotta get to this stuff. So we will absolutely be going for suggestions soon. Hopefully. Okay. So, a bookworm re-upped their membership for 17 months and said, "Back in the saddle, no rest for the weary. There ain't no rest for the weary or the wicked," as they say. Money don't grow on trees. You got bills to pay. You got mouths to feed. That's damn straight. That is a fucking song that is true, for sure. There ain't no rest for the wicked, man. I am no longer in the situation that I used to be in, okay? No exaggeration, a few years ago, I was in such a bad situation that if there was a day when I couldn't stream, that's a day I'm not making money, and I might not be able to pay any bills. I'm serious. That's how bad it was just a few years ago. The good news is I'm not in that bad of a situation anymore, okay? But I'm certainly not in a situation where I can just not work for an extended period of time, or where my income can be severely messed with for an extended period of time. That's just, it's not possible. If I have several days where I can't stream properly, I can't put out the content you want, and people aren't supporting the content because of it, I'm screwed, all right? And I don't want to go back to where I was. I don't want to be setting myself back now to that situation again. It took me a long time to climb out of that hole. I don't want